Hi all, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing good. We're lying in the bed, it's morning time, and I was thinking of cooking something really nice today. So I thought I'll share the recipes with you. So I started the vlog. So in my previous vlog, I had shown you all an auntie uncle who are from Mangalore and have retired and settled in Costa Rica. They have a lovely house here surrounded with lovely plants, vegetables and fruits. So they had bought these 2-3 variety of bananas, and they were quite a lot. So I was planning to make a recipe with these small bananas because they were getting overripe, and overripe bananas are perfect for these recipes. So I'm basically making neyappam or uniyappam. It's a Kerala traditional sweet made with rice, bananas and jaggery. I really love it, and I hope you all like the recipe too. So here I've taken 1.5 cups of rice. This is a local variety of rice. You can use any rice which we use for breakfast items like idlis and dosas. Just wash the rice and soak the rice at least for 4 to 5 hours. So here for breakfast I was making whole wheat dosas. So I thought I will also try making the very famous liquid dough chapati with it. This is just plain wheat flour. I've added some salt, chili powder, coriander powder, turmeric. That's it, nothing else. I usually make these dosas, but since I thought it's the same batter with which the liquid dough chapatis are made or parathas are made, so I thought I will try that as well. Now, should you try this out? Well, you can. If you have all the leisure and time in the world, you can. But I think just to save that little bit of time in kneading the dough, you are going to take a lot of time to make these parathas. And if you're making them for breakfast, I think it's going to take a lot of time, because one paratha takes at least 10 plus minutes, because it's a very liquidy dough. By the time all the water evaporates, it takes a lot of time, and only then will your parathas fluff up. So here my parathas did fluff up. You have to cook it on medium flame, but it took me a lot of time. So do I want to really waste that much of time, especially in the morning breakfast as making that one paratha? No, I don't want to. So as you can see, the paratha or chapati has fluffed up really well, but it, as I said, it took me more than 10 minutes, and no one's going to wait for breakfast for so long. So I think I'll stick to making normal dough chapatis, and I will enjoy my dosas rather than making it into a paratha. Now here I'm melting the jaggery for the neyappam. So here I've taken 1 cup of jaggery. I have jaggery powder. If you have whole jaggery, you can cut into pieces. I've added half a cup of water, and on medium flame let it thicken up a little bit. Also my rice has been soaked. Drain the rice off and give it some standing time. You want all the water to drain off, because you want to make rice powder, rice flour from it. You can also use the ready store-bought rice flour, but I just like the neyappams. You know, if you grind the rice flour, I like the texture and the flavor better, because you don't want it to be very fine like the rice flour. A little bit of grains is what gives the texture. So I've added all in the mixie jar. I've added a teaspoon of cumin seeds to it. Grind it, not very fine, fine powder, but a little bit grains are required. Transfer it to a bowl. Now the same bananas which I showed you all, I'm using 3 bananas for this. These are nice and ripe, so it will mash really well in it. If you have the bigger ones, you can use 2 as well. Add this to the rice flour and mash it really well. Then gradually add in the jaggery mixture. This has cooled down completely. Give it a good mix, and if you find the rice flour has any lumps, you can break it at this point. So here my batter is ready. I have left around 2 spoons of jaggery back because I thought the batter had become a little thin. So at this point I'm adding around half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. Give this all a mix and keep it for fermentation for 8 hours or preferably overnight. Now this is next morning, and with the Neappam batter I had also set some yogurt. As you can see, it has set really well. I usually keep yogurt and any batter which need fermentation in my oven because it is nice and warm in there and it ferments better. So my batter has fermented well. Give it a mix and leave it aside. We'll make a tadka for it. So in a tadka pan here I'm taking around 2 heapspoon of ghee. You can also use coconut oil instead, or if you do, you can use any cooking oil which you use. Add in 2 spoons of til. If you have nigella seeds or kalonji, you can even use that tastes much better, but I didn't have it, so I'm using sesame seeds. Add around handful of grated coconut. Now I had only grated coconut available, but you can use a whole coconut. Just chop that into pieces so it gives a nice bite, but I didn't have that. I had grated, so I'm using that. Roast it nicely till it becomes golden brown. Now I've added the remaining 2 spoons of jaggery as well because I thought it might not become very sweet if I skip that out. So just to balance out the texture, because it had become a little liquidy, I am using store-bought rice flour. I've added around 2 spoons just to adjust the consistency. You don't want it to be very thin but not too thick as well. At this point, add in the sesame seeds and coconut mixture which we had kept ready. Give it a mix and your batter is ready. Now I'm using an appam pan and I'm using coconut oil. You can use any cooking oil you prefer, but make sure that all the cavities are full with the oil. You're basically going to deep fry these, so you need to fill the cavities with oil. You can also use a kadhai and ladle in the kadhai as well, but these look much more prettier. Just add a little bit of the mixture, and if it rises, it means the oil is hot. Add a spoonful in each cavity and let it cook on low to medium flame until it gets a nice brown color on one side. Once it gets the color, flip it over and cook it again on other side as well. So here yeah, uni appams or nei appams are ready. They're really simple to make, but they taste really delicious. So here I'm preparing for evening snack. I had a spinach lying in the fridge, so I thought I'll make corn and spinach sandwich. Again, it's simple. You need to make a filling for it. So in oil I've added chopped onions. We'll give it a stir and we'll cook it for some time. Once the onions start turning brown, at this point we'll add a little bit of ginger garlic paste. Cook it till the raw smell of the ginger garlic is gone. In dry masalas, here I'm using a little red chili powder and pepper powder. Red chili powder is optional. Give it a mix, and here I'm adding chopped spinach. I had washed it and chopped it finely. Give it a stir and cook it till it becomes nice and soft. Once the spinach is cooked, I'm adding sweet corn to it. If you don't have sweet corn, if you have the regular ones, boil it separately and then add it to this. Now this recipe actually calls only for corn and spinach, but I had some chopped carrots and capsicum lying around, so I'm adding those as well, but it's optional. You can skip it, use only spinach and corn, or you can use whatever you want.
Dada will come here. Where are you putting your leg, Cookie? Dada will come here.
So husband left out for some work and Ivan was crying for that. So here my mixture is cooked. And to this we'll add 2 spoons of flour. This is plain flour. So we're basically making a white sauce, but we're not going to make it separately. This is one pot, so it's much more easier to make. Just roast the flour for 2-3 minutes till it's cooked. After that we'll add around 1 cup of milk. Add the milk gradually and give it a good mix. The flour is going to thicken the sauce, and instead of making the white sauce separately and using another pan, it's easier to just make it in one pot and it tastes the same. Add salt to taste. Now here I'm using cheese slices. I had those available. You can use any processed cheese or grated cheese which you have. Just add it to it, switch off the flame. The mixture is hot enough to melt the cheese. Let it cool down completely before you make sandwiches out of it. Now to make the sandwich, I've taken sliced bread. Apply some green chutney to it. This is simple chutney with mint, coriander leaves, chili, a little bit of garlic, and to thicken it up, I have added a slice of bread. Apply a little bit of the vegetable mixture which we prepared. Spread it out evenly with back of your spoon. Place another slice on top. In a pan, just apply a little bit of butter and toast the sandwich on both the sides. So these taste really nice if you're looking for a new variety of sandwich, if you're bored eating the same one. So this is a must-try recipe. So that's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you all liked the recipe, do write your comments in the comment box below if you all try it out. So I'll see you with another video. Till then, bye, take care, and thanks for watching.